How do tariffs influence your life? When most people hear about tariffs, they think of complex trade negotiations or international politics, but tariffs have a very real and direct impact on your everyday life. A tariff is essentially a tax that the United States government places on imported goods. When these taxes are applied, the cost of importing those goods rises, and that cost often gets passed down to businesses and, eventually, to consumers like you. This means you might end up paying more for the products you buy, from electronics and clothing to cars and household appliances. When most people hear the term tariff, they might picture trade negotiations between world leaders or imagine it as something distant that only affects big corporations. But in reality, tariffs have a direct and tangible impact on your daily life. A tariff is essentially a tax on imported goods. When the United States government imposes a tariff, the cost of bringing those products into the country increases. Businesses importing those goods have to pay more, and more often than not, that cost is passed down to you, the consumer. This can affect everything from the groceries you buy and the clothes you wear to the car you drive and the electronics you use. For example, if tariffs are applied to steel or aluminum, U.S. manufacturers that rely on those materials, like car companies or construction firms, may face higher production costs. These costs can lead to higher prices for new vehicles, home construction, or even everyday items that use metal components. Similarly, if tariffs target agricultural imports, you might see price changes at the grocery store for things like fruits, vegetables, wine, or seafood. The effect may be subtle at first, but over time, it can significantly influence your household budget. However, tariffs are not only about higher prices. They can also encourage domestic production by making foreign goods more expensive compared to those made in the United States. This can lead to growth in certain industries, more job opportunities, and even investment in US-based manufacturing. For instance, if imported furniture becomes more costly, American-made furniture might see a boost in sales. For workers in these industries, tariffs can sometimes mean greater job stability or even higher wages. Still, there are trade-offs. While some industries benefit, others may face challenges. If you own or work for a business that relies heavily on imported materials or products, tariffs can squeeze profit margins and force tough decisions, like raising prices, finding new suppliers, or reducing expenses. For small businesses, especially, these changes can be difficult to absorb. Consumers may also reduce spending if prices rise too sharply, which can impact the broader economy. For everyday Americans, the key is to stay informed and adapt. If you notice certain items getting more expensive, it might be a good time to explore alternatives, such as buying locally made products, shopping during sales, or considering refurbished or second-hand options. You can also research how to invest in industries that might benefit from tariff policies, turning a challenge into an opportunity for financial growth. Everyday examples of tariffs at work. Let's say tariffs are placed on imported steel and aluminum. United States car manufacturers rely heavily on these materials to build vehicles. If their costs go up, they might charge more for a new sedan or SUV. Similarly, tariffs on imported lumber could raise the cost of building a house, which could mean higher home prices or increased rent if landlords need to cover construction expenses. Tariffs on electronics, like semiconductors from Asia, could make your next smartphone, laptop, or gaming console more expensive. Food prices can also be affected. If the United States imposes tariffs on imported fruits, vegetables, or seafood, grocery store prices may rise. Imagine your weekly shopping trip costing $10 to $20 more over time because certain imported products have become pricier. While that increase might seem small, it adds up quickly over a year, especially for families. Historical cases. Lessons from the past. The United States has used tariffs for centuries, with mixed results. One example is the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, which significantly increased tariffs on many imported goods. While it was intended to protect American jobs during the Great Depression, it also triggered retaliation from other countries, leading to a drop in global trade and higher prices domestically. A more recent case comes from 2018-2019, when tariffs were applied to a range of goods from several countries. This had different effects across the economy. Some U.S. manufacturers of steel and aluminum saw higher demand for their products, which helped create jobs in those industries. However, industries that relied on imported metals, like car manufacturing and construction, faced higher costs, leading to layoffs in some areas. Farmers, especially soybean producers, were hit hard when other countries retaliated with tariffs on United States agricultural products, reducing exports. The lesson? Tariffs can create winners and losers, often at the same time. Economic projections and household impact. If tariffs continue or expand, economists project that certain goods could see price increases between 5% and 25% over the next few years, depending on the category. For example, electronics, potentially 10 to 15% higher prices due to global supply chain dependencies. Automobiles could see price jumps of $1,500 to $5,000 per vehicle if key materials remain subject to tariffs. Food products. Seasonal imports like berries, avocados, and seafood could rise by 8 to 12%. For a typical American household, this could mean an additional $500 to $1,200 in annual expenses if buying habits remain the same. That's money that could otherwise go towards savings, debt repayment, or discretionary spending like vacations. How tariffs can create opportunities for Americans. While tariffs can increase costs, they can also create opportunities, especially for United States-based businesses. If imported goods become more expensive, domestic products become more competitive in price. This can lead to increased production, more hiring, and potentially higher wages in certain sectors. For example, local manufacturing, furniture, clothing, and appliance companies in the United States may see higher sales. Agriculture. If imports drop, domestic farmers can fill the gap for certain foods. Technology. Startups producing US-made tech parts could find new markets. For workers, this can mean more job openings and greater job security in these industries. For entrepreneurs, tariffs can be a signal to explore products that were previously dominated by imports. Strategies for American households to adapt. 1. Shop locally and regionally. Buying United States-made products can not only support domestic jobs but also help avoid some of the price increases tied to tariffs. Many local farmers markets, regional suppliers, and small businesses offer competitive prices and high-quality goods. 2. Budget for inflation in specific categories. If you know certain items you rely on are subject to tariffs, plan ahead. For example, if you're considering a new car or major appliance, research pricing trends and purchase before expected increases. 3. Consider investment opportunities. Some industries benefit directly from tariffs. Investing in companies that could grow under these conditions, such as domestic manufacturing or certain agricultural sectors, might help offset personal cost increases. 4. Explore alternative products. If a particular imported brand becomes too expensive, there are often domestic or alternative foreign options that aren't subject to the same tariffs. Being flexible in your brand choices can save money. The bigger picture. Tariffs are just one tool in trade policy, but their effects ripple through the economy. They can protect certain industries and jobs, but they can also raise costs for businesses and consumers. For everyday Americans, understanding how they work allows you to respond proactively, whether that's by adjusting your spending habits, finding new opportunities, or even benefiting from the economic shifts they create. By staying informed, thinking strategically, and supporting domestic industries when it makes sense, you can navigate the challenges of tariffs while also taking advantage of the opportunities they present. In the end, tariffs may be a complex piece of the global economy, but their impact on your wallet, your job, and your community is very real, and with the right approach, you can come out ahead. Finally, understanding tariffs helps you see the bigger economic picture. They are just one tool governments use in trade policy, but their ripple effects reach your wallet, your job, and even the health of your community's economy. By being aware of how tariffs work, you can make smarter decisions, whether as a shopper, a worker, or an investor, and be better prepared for the shifts they bring. The economy affects everyone, including you. But do you actually understand it? For example, why do prices keep rising? Why are some countries rich while others stay poor? Why does your paycheck never seem to be enough? What can you do, personally, to change your financial future? This ebook is exactly what you've been looking for. Understanding Economy: How You Can Improve Your Life is an excellent must-read book to help you improve your life. What this ebook will teach you: how the global economy actually works, in simple and practical language. The real reasons behind inflation, poverty, inequality, and wealth. The truth about capitalism, socialism, government spending, and taxes. Why some people escape poverty, and how you can too. How to start your own business, manage money wisely, and protect yourself in tough times. Why crime, corruption, and bad leadership destroy a nation's economy, and what honest people must do. Why sustainability matters, and how a strong economy can exist with a healthy planet. The secrets behind economy, cost of living, interest rates, and personal wealth building. How to take control of your financial life, no matter where you start from. And much more. Many people are buying this ebook to better understand how the economy works, and thus improving their lives. This is not a boring academic textbook full of formulas. It's a practical guide written by me who believes that economic knowledge can empower everyday people. This ebook has about 480 pages, explained in a simple way so that everyone can understand economics. This ebook is perfect for you. Can you please buy this book, and at the same time strengthen this channel? It's very cheap. Take control of your future. The purchase link is https://bit.ly/understanding-economy. As soon as you make the payment, you can instantly download this excellent ebook. And you can start reading it and benefit greatly. Very easy. A small investment that will transform how you think, act, and thrive. Don't just survive the economy, understand it, and use it to totally benefit you. Could you please buy the ebook, like this video, write your comments, and watch the other videos of this channel? Thank you very much for watching this video.